Good evening, YouTube. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Solid Sports Video Blog, episode 300. Yes, 300. 300. Today's date is July 19th, 2025. I'm Troy West, of course, here with you once again for the 300th time. Really more than that, because some of my episodes was broken down into two parts. So it's probably like 305, 306. But as far as episodes, this is the 300th. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Um, Sorry I kept pushing it. I was going to go 5 o'clock was, when I first say, all right, I'm going to do this. I said 5 because I know, most of my responsibilities will be taken care of and I have the rest of the evening. Um, but, later on in the show, I'm going to, talk about a lot of people that have been integral part of my life. But far as I get on with my bro Don Parker. We get on and play Call of Duty for a couple hours. 5 o'clock is usually like the middle of what we in the two. So that I had to, I didn't want to leave my bro hanging. Um, and also just other stuff I had going on at home. So I said, all right, 7 might be a good time. But me and my bro, we got off late. I think we didn't get off till about 7 o'clock. So uh, I said, all right, I can push it to 8. Um, and so here we are tonight, right now. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it so much. 300 episodes. I mean, it's a lot, but like I said, we should be, like I said in my reel, if you go to my Instagram, it should be probably double that easy if we'd have never took a breaks and stuff that we had to over the years. But we're here at 300, so I want to um, definitely celebrate it in a way. Got a good show tonight. Short show. We're not honestly. It's probably gonna be more about the history of the channel and other things, but sports wise, uh, not gonna really be much. We're just gonna touch on the top stories of the week, like the Dame Lillard going back to Portland. I wonder what people think about that. Yeah, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Uh, the TJ Watt contract, uh, and also the WNBA All Star game. That's actually going on right now. Um, so if you want to go, if you're a WNBA fan, that's the place to go for right now. So, but we ain't gonna touch on much with sports really. We gonna do the Roundabout Series. We gonna talk about the NFC East, which is our final division. We did all 7 divisions, well, all 8. Um, so we're gonna talk about the NFC East. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and then I touch on some other things in sports and talk about the channel. Yeah, we strong at 300 episodes. So um, thanks, man. I appreciate y'all love right now, man. I appreciate it, man. For real. This is a very very special night for me. So I can't complain. I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling all right. Um, you know what I mean? Just like you said, just gotta keep pushing in life, man. That's all you can do. But I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Been going at this for this is the 300 episode, but my first episode was, like I said, April 1st, 2017. 2017 was a very very crazy year for me, which I explain later. But so it's weird that I started it that year. Um, that was a really really crazy year for me. Um, I did my first episode. I'm gonna touch on it later on. But my first episode, was baseball season. I think I did a baseball preview. I did a baseball prediction preview or something like that, and I broke that down into 2 parts. One episode, but it was 2 parts. I did the National League and the American League, so that's why I said really it's 300 episodes, but it's really like I probably got like 305 videos on just my blog, and then my video game stuff. I probably got like I think I mean I looked at my page. I think I got a lot of videos. I did a lot of content, despite you know despite I guess me doing all these episodes, you would think, I had more subscribers, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but I thank everybody for coming through. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling all right. I can't complain, man. Like I said, I'm a regular guy. I got to work in the morning, so it is what it is, bro. So, you know, I just wanted to do this, because I had the time to do it. So, uh, let's go and get things started, so I can get things, get to what we got to get to. Dame Lillard, going back to the Blazers. That was a big story this week in sports. Um, Honestly, I'm happy for him because he never really wanted to leave Portland. Really, I think he got, because it's social. Well, I don't want to say social, but just the media period. Um, people say he never went in Portland. He never went in Portland. He got to make a move. Nada, nada, nada. So I think that's the only reason why he left Portland in the first place. So he always wanted to go back. His family's there. Um, Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for subscribing, man. Like, hanging there with me. I'm up and down, but hanging there with me, bro. I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, Dame, man, he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave the Blazers in the first place. So now this injury that happened to him, the Achilles injury, so he's going to miss all of next year anyway. Um, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he went back to the Blazers. I just surprised when. I thought, since how days were in Milwaukee, I just thought, they would try to run that back. But he's back to where he want to be. He's back to where he want to be. You got Drew Holiday there, so he can hold it down for this year. Blazers a young team with mixed in with veterans. Chauncey Billups, done what he's done, what he got. So I like the situation for Dame. He can sit for a year. If Drew Holiday does stay, him and Dame can play together. Dame can play the point, and Drew can play the shooting guard. Drew can guard pretty much almost all 5 positions. So that'd be a good dynamic guards, veteran guards, and then mix the young guys in there. So I like the move for him. I'm happy for him. I think he's going to be okay there. I think he's going to retire as a Blazer. Obviously, he go back, so he's definitely going to retire as a Blazer. So I thought that was an interesting news this week. As a surprise, the Bradley Beal, I didn't write that on my notes, but Bradley Beal going to the Clippers. It's like, okay, Beal, he's just too injury prone. So unless he stays on the court, I don't think this is going to be a big factor for the Clippers. They made some interesting moves. Kawhi, if he stay healthy, of course the Clippers will always be a contender. He's that good of a player. James Harden, even though he's past his prime, he's still a great point guard. So that was an interesting move this week. Also, he accepted a buyout, and he signed with the Clippers once he cleared waivers, which I think he probably already did. So, like I said, the West, like I said, we talked about that. The NBA in the West is going to be crazy next year with all the talent. The East is wide open, obviously, also in a different way. But a lot of parity in the NBA, probably mostly than ever. Like, you can't remember a time when you really don't know who's going to be the champion next year. Even though, the Rat getting to Houston, that's not a sure thing. So the NBA is wide open next year. OKC, wouldn't be shocked if they repeat it, but I think it's going to be rough for them next year because everybody gotten better. They gotten better because they're young, so they might just got better just for experience. But other teams around the league gotten better in the West also. So it's going to be hard for them to repeat. So we'll see what happens next year. But that was an interesting story. NFL, TJ Watt finally got his contract extension for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 years, $323 million. I saw a post. It probably was right here on YouTube. I saw a post with JJ Watt, his older brother. I think in his whole career, he earned about $123 million. But Watt going to get that the next 3 years, and 108 is guaranteed. So um, that just shows you that inflation is real. How contracts have changed over the years, just in the last 10 years. So, um, but Pittsburgh had to do it. They got Rodgers. They made all these moves, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Watt is that transcending defensive player. Steelers had to keep him. I didn't see him. Well, I really had no doubt that he wasn't going to sign back with Pittsburgh. I just thought it would probably happen closer to the season. But they get it done before training camp, so he'll be there for training camp and all that. So I think that was very, very smart for Pittsburgh to do. Get him done, get him out the way. Now they can focus on the season. Jalen Ramsey's there now, also on the defensive side of the ball. So the Steelers made a lot of moves. Steelers usually grow from the inside. They usually don't bring in a lot of free agents, almost that much. So this is a different approach that the Steelers have done over the years, um, even with the quarterbacks. So Aaron Rodgers, like I said, a lot of people have different opinions about Aaron Rodgers. I think he's capable. He's still probably realistically, at least in the top half, better than top half of the quarterbacks in the league still at his age. We'll see what happens with the Steelers. I'm a Ravens fan, so um, well, this whole, like I said, even Cleveland, even though Cleveland got their issues, but this division is just tough. Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, of course. Um, like I said, I just mentioned Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Like I said, Cleveland's not a slouch either. So this move, of course, as a Ravens fan, it's like, yeah, but we dealt with him the last few years. So we just got to deal with him some more. And Lamar, at least Lamar can move around. So he's not stationary, so that helps. Going against Watt. But Watt's unbelievable. Honestly, I think he's better than TJ. And I think I said this like 2 years ago. I think he's surpassed TJ already, to me. Like, just the big plays that he made. Even though TJ Watt made a lot of big plays in the league. But um I mean JJ. But TJ, he's just, I don't know, it's just different. It just jumps out a little bit more to me. Um so he's side, so that helps the Steelers as well. Um I probably never talked about golf on the show before, ever. Probably not. If it was, it probably was about Tiger, because I used to follow Tiger Woods. But I just want to look at the Open, the top, uh, the list, who's winning that tournament. Okay, from India. A lot of my subscribers, man, to be honest with you, a lot of them is from I'm in America, obviously. A lot of I think a lot of my core subscribers, a lot of my loyal subscribers is not from America. To be honest with you, like a lot of my subscribers is from other countries. So shout out to India. I hope everything. Uh, I'm gonna talk about it later, but I got other subscribers from other countries. With this potential wars going on and everything else. I don't know how India is. I don't hear a lot about India, but I just hopefully you're safe where you are. There's not a lot of crazy stuff going on in your country. Um, so shout out to India. As far as what I know, you're the first person from India that I know that I've talked to on my channel. So shout out to you, bro. Let's see. I'm trying to get to this so I can look at this this golf list. And then we go check on the WNBA. I think we're gonna have a live update of the WNBA All Star. Should have tipped off by now. Speaking of that, no Caitlin Clark. She's hurt, so no Caitlin Clark tonight. So that probably put a damper on the WNBA All Star game. Okay, let's Let me see. I can see it at home. Let's see. If not, I probably have to go to the. Okay, this might be it. Okay, so Scheffler, he's American. He's up 4 shots on Leaf. That's from China. Fitzpatrick and Roy McIlroy. They Fitzpatrick 9 under, McIlroy 8 under. They both from Switzerland, and then another American, I can't pronounce his name, at 8 under also. So it's kind of tight. What's the day? Saturday. So tomorrow's the final round. So Scheffler's 4 shot lead going into the final round. So that's a good, that's a good lead to have. Yeah. You say you're 12, even though I know YouTube, I don't want to mess with YouTube, um, but yeah, a lot of my, also a couple of, that's why I try to keep my channel clean. I try not to curse as much. Even though I always dedicate, I'm not, I don't pretty much, I don't, go by, I don't go, I don't, try to make my channel for kids, but I also, I understand that kids like video games, because this channel also about video games and sports also. So I try to keep that in mind that anybody could be watching. So, hopefully, you know, it's kid friendly. But I always just put when they ask me, it's not for kids, just because they put a lot of restrictions on if if you say this is for kids. But But yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not discouraging you. I just want to put that out there. That's all. All right. So, and I know you're not from America, so this we talking about American sports here. Um, so hopefully you probably like what is he talking about? Okay. So we kind of rolling along. We about 17 minutes in. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the NFL, the Roundabout Series. Something I do every year. I break down every division in the NFL. So this is the final division, the NFC East. So we're gonna break that down, and then we're gonna talk about some other stuff. Probably not necessarily about sports here. Um, and by the way, since you told you about my age, I look young, but I'm old, man. I'm 41 years old. I'll be 42 this year in a couple of months actually. So I'm an older person. I'm old. So just to let you know that. Let's see. All right. Roundabout series. So I don't really need my phone anymore. Not until I look back at some of the other stuff from my previous videos. Uh, all right. So let me go to my notes here. There we go. Yeah. All right. So NFL Roundabout Series. That's basically what the show is. The anchor for this show is about. Other than it's the 300th episode. Um, NFC East, if you're familiar with the NFL, of course, it's the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, who are the champions. So that's why I saved this division for last this year. And the Washington Commanders, which had a great year. They was an NFC Championship against the Eagles last year. So it was all NFC East teams in the NFC Championship game. Of course, Commanders upset the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship to get to get that far, and then push the Eagles a little bit, but the Eagles were just too much. And the Eagles wound up winning the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, as we know. But we always go in alphabetical order, so we're gonna talk about the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, right? That's what everybody says. Um, Dallas. Well, I'll give you a little history of the Cowboys. Back in the '90s and back in the '70s, they was the cream of the crop. I think it started really in the '70s when it started, um, building a brand, here in America for sure. They the most the most valuable franchise in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys is. Um, but Dallas, they got some news now. The T.J. Watt thing might have shook them things up for Micah Parsons. So we'll see. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, but Dallas, Dak is back from his injury. We'll see what he do this season for the Cowboys. I did, a crazy. Well, I don't want to say it's a stat, but it's just the truth. When he's been fully healthy for a season, they've been a playoff team. So, can you this year can you hold that hand in hand? If he's healthy, do you think they're a playoff team in the NFC? I'm not sure, but that is a truth. When he's been healthy, even in his rookie year, they made the playoffs. Um, of course, the thing with him is, how good he is. Should Dallas, some people think Dallas should have moved on, because he ain't win enough playoff games, I should say. Blah blah blah. So, pressure on him again this year. They get George Pickens for Pittsburgh. I think that's an interesting dynamic for them this year also, because he pouted in Pittsburgh. So if he don't get the ball, or if something ain't going right his way, would he do the same thing in Dallas? That's the question mark there. Um, the running game still got a lot to prove also. Defensively, like I said, I talked about Micah. Trayvon Diggs, let's see if he can bounce back this year as well. But now that Watt got this deal, he's making what, 41 million annually. Do you got to match that or do more for Micah now? And Dallas is what, like, I think now, and well, it's sports period, but definitely in the NFL, you gotta pay your guys early. You pretty much gotta sort of take a risk. Like, I'm a Ravens fan, so like with Lamar, we probably could have got him cheaper if we'd have paid him at his first MVP year. We should have locked him up, gave him a extension. Even though now I think that contract probably would have been close to being up also, but you pay your guys early as possible, because it seems like the contracts is just going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. So, and I'm not in these teams' heads, so I don't know, but maybe if you got doubt, maybe you wait. But I think some players are obvious, that they're going to be great. So just go and give them their money as soon as possible. You're going to be paying more in the future. So that will happen to the Ravens and Lamar. And it looks like it's going to happen with Micah in Dallas. Because I don't see Dallas letting them go anywhere. So they're going to have to give him his money. But we'll see if it happens before the season starts, for the Cowboys. Expectations. I think, like I said, if Dak healthy, then you expect a good season from Dallas. But like I said, the division is much better now. The Commanders did what they did last year. The whole NFC is just stacked. If you go division by division, the North, pretty much that whole division is tough. The West as well. The South a little weaker, but Atlanta has potential. I think Tampa is a solid team in that division as well. Carolina has improved a little bit, and the Saints does have pieces there. It's just the quarterback is just missing, but so the whole NFC is the problem for the Cowboys. So they just have to. I guess you just gotta go out there and win, and see where let the chips fall where they may, this year. So that's what I expect for the Cowboys. New York Giants. With veterans with quarterbacks, signed Russell Wilson in the offseason, signed Jameis Winston as well. But they did draft Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. So I guess they're going to groom him. I think if the Giants struggle, we could see him this year. But if they sort of stay in contention somehow, they will probably see Russ and Jameis. I think Jameis is kind of the number 3 in a way, because if Russ struggles and the Giants get behind the 8 ball, I don't think you go to Jameis. I think you probably go straight to Jackson, get him out there, get his feet wet. So that's what I see from the Giants quarterbacks this year. Um, Other than that, I think they go in a positive direction overall. Brian Dayball, I think, uh, I don't want to say hot seat, but I think you got to see something from him. Uh, but the Giants, they just like I said, they're in a tough division, they're in a tough conference now with the NFC. So you gotta expect some growing pains here. But Russell Wilson, like I said, I still believe him as a quarterback. So I think they'd be a decent team, but I don't know about playoffs. I think that'd be sort of stretching it a bit. But I think they'd be a team, uh, you know, hanging in there. They're going to give teams problems. But I think overall, um, this is a growth. This is a bridge year for probably Dart. Malik Davis, though, he's their best player. Um, he's coming off injury, so we'll see how he performs this year. I think that's the biggest storyline for the Giants this year. The Philadelphia Eagles, the champions, the reigning champions, um, won Super Bowl 59 back in February against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs were trying to go for three straight. I actually thought the Chiefs were going to win that game. Not before the game, but I mean, not during the game. During the game, it was just all Eagles. But I picked Kansas City to win that game, and Eagles dominated on both sides. Both sides of a lot of scrimmage. Dominated that game. They didn't really lose a lot of people either. A lot of people sort of these rankings. I had time. I just honestly, y'all, I just forgot. All these rankings. I might touch on it next week. Then these quarterback rankings, they put out a receivers rankings. I think they did DBs. So I guess I would imagine they're gonna do running backs probably next week. So I'll go over those lists next week. Since we done the Roundabout Series, so there ain't a lot of NFL to talk about right now anyway. But they're still in the Eagles. I think they're gonna be right there again. I don't see uh, a sure enough challenger for them this year. Um, I still say Detroit, but I still think Detroit still got to break through the wall. But other than that, I can't put nobody else neck and neck with them at all. Like, they're the team to beat in the NFC and really in the whole NFL. I mean, it's the top of the AFC is strong: Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. But other than those three teams there, and then Detroit, um, everybody else is definitely not on the Eagles level. Jalen Hurts, I don't want to say disrespected or underrated, but I think people is doubting him. But I think it's because the Eagles just such a good team, and they're a run-based football team also with Saquon Barkley, which he's unbelievable. Now what he did to the Giants even looks more impressive because the offensive line wasn't nearly as good as the Philadelphia's one is. So, it's going to be tough to beat this team. Period. Unless barring injury, you always got to definitely say that in the NFL. Barring injury, this is the team to beat. I think they got a high chance of repeating. Um, Nick Sirianni, he nonsense. He don't play with that. Play with the media. He came out defending Jalen Hurts this week. He say some things, but that's good to have a head coach like that that's going to take up for his players. But the Philadelphia Eagles, in this division and in the whole NFL, I think it's just head and shoulders above everybody else right now. Not just because they're champions. I think just because they didn't lose anything. I think Jalen Hurts, speaking of the quarterback, is made with a different type of stuff. I don't think he's satisfied. A.J. Brown, had some issues last year as far as frustration, but he's going to give you everything he got. Smith, he's quiet. He's a quiet receiver, but he's great. You still got Hurts. I mean, they got a deep team on offense. Defensively, the young kid Carter, and they lost some guys in the secondary, but they got younger there. So I think the Eagles are the team to be in this division. So I think, barring injury, they definitely are the favorites to repeat in the division and maybe to repeat as champions. So that's the Eagles, and then one final team, the Washington Commanders. The Commanders, man, I love Jalen Daniels. I think they made the right decision. Obviously, probably one of the best rookie years ever. By Jalen. Oh, my bad. Well, he's probably gone, but I'm from America, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. If you ever heard of that, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I'm from. Um, uh, I'm just one of those types. I've been watching football for so long. Sometimes teams just have a great year, and then they sort of, I don't want to say disappear, but they sort of reach their peak, and then it's just sort of fades. I'm not saying Washington is that team, but it's only one year now. As we've seen in the NFL now, Jalen played the full year. I think he's capable. I'm not doubting him. I'm just saying that I'm just going off history here. Um, Now you got tape on him, NFL tape. Maybe they see some tendencies he had to adjust to. I think he's capable of adjusting to him, but just gotta wait. Just gotta wait and see. I think they'll be compete for a wild card again. But uh, it's only one year, so we gotta see what they do this year. The Terry McLaurin thing. Hopefully they can get that figured out. Sign him. He was their best receiver clearly last year. Um, can they really challenge the Eagles? I think they did last year. That NFC Championship game was pretty close. So um, I think I mean they can. I think defensively they got to get a little bit better. But they definitely got to get Terry signed. Um, because he's they reliable receiver. Jalen, he's dual threat, so he does everything on the field, make all the throws, make the runs when he have to. This is a good football team, but I just think year two is gonna be interesting. I want to see how they handle success. Can they build on it? At least, like I said, they might be a better team. And I said this about them on my individual video about them. They could be a better team now, but they might not get to the NFC Championship. They might get to the divisional this year or something. But I think they probably is a better team this year than they was last year. But that don't mean they're gonna get as far as they did last year. If that makes sense. So that's my feelings on the Washington Commanders. So um, that's it. That's the Roundabout Series for the year. Um, had fun doing it. This is the third year we did it. Looked at all 32 teams, division by division. It was a lot of fun this year. Again, thank you guys for the support with that. Check out my secondary channel, Solid Sports Gaming Shorts, apostrophes, separating all those words. Like I said, I gotta find a way to copy the link and put it in this channel and put it on my social media so y'all can just go straight to the channel. Don't have to type in or search anything for that. So all right. So that's it as far as with the sports. That's all the sports news I really want to talk about. Yeah, we covered everything. So of course this is the 300th episode. Uh, so like I said, I just want to talk about a few things. Talk about the history of the blog. And things of that nature. So I'm gonna go and pull up my old videos and go over with you guys. Give you where my mindset was at certain times, and give you an insight of the blog and of me as well, because this blog is me. So I want to definitely share that with everybody. Um, I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm just gonna call you Ron because your first three letters is R-O-N. So I'm gonna call you Ron. So you're gonna be Ron, if you don't mind. It's a kid I know from And shout out to him. I've been doing a lot of shout outs before I get off here. But my man B, he had a name I could pronounce. He's from Hungary, and I call him B. He accepted it. I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a while. I know he's probably in bed now. Like I said, I know it's late over there where you are in India. I know it's 8 o'clock p.m. here. I know it got to be at least midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning where you are. But it's the weekend, so it is what it is, you know. So appreciate you for staying up and watching. Um, so the WNBA just about to start. That game just about to start. So I'll probably give an update before I get off the phone um, with that. Um, so yeah, so let me pull up my old videos from the past. Look at some of the memorable ones that I think is memorable anyway. Probably some of the ones with the most views. I definitely tap in and look at. So let me pull that up right now. Um, Something in this cup. You probably can imagine what's in this cup, but all right. So let me pull my old videos up here. Um, this is my old phone. This phone is a dinosaur, but I still use it for apps and stuff. Okay, so we got to go to my YouTube channel, and we're gonna pull up some old stuff. But yeah, man, it's been what's this? 25, so 8 years. We've been at this for 8 years, but we took breaks over the years. Um, Either because I had to move, or I lost internet. It's been a lot of reasons why I had to stop. Sometimes I think I stopped for a whole year once and came back. So it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. Let's see. Okay. Hey, did I? Okay. But see, even my playlist, it says it's only 299 videos in here. So I might have missed putting the episode in. I mean, sometimes I miscount it a few times. Uh, we're gonna flip. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it this way. This. Flip it back. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of my very first episode. This was April 1st, 2017, 8 years ago, as it says. This one got a decent amount of views. So, episode 1, part 1. Yep. So that's why it's weird that it's only 299 videos in my playlist. So I must have messed up somewhere along the way. Cause see, my first episode 2 was single. Then episode 3 had 2 episodes. So yeah. All right, so let's listen to the first video I ever did. This is my first episode, and I recorded this on my phone as well. Go division by division. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the premiere of my video sports blog. I'm gonna call it the Silent Sports Blog episode. This is episode 1. I don't know if y'all can see that. It is April 1st, 2017. Thank you, everybody that watched my channel. Like, I wanted to do this for a long time. I'm gonna break this episode up into 2 parts because this is a special episode because tomorrow is the start of the Major League Baseball season, so I wanted to get my own. Yeah, so this was a baseball preview. My predictions, the World Series, all that, MVPs of both leagues. So I'm gonna start with the National League, and then I'm gonna do the American League and the rest of my predictions. Right, let me skip a little bit ahead. Let me see who I picked for that. Let's see what National League. Of course, a lot of you know me as Solid Assassin, but my name. Yeah, I changed my name. Like my original channel name was Solid Assassin,
Cincinnati.
but I changed it to
So
Solid Sports and Gaming
yeah, I think they have
later on.
a young shortstop that they've been talking about. So hopefully they at least have a sighting here. And the Philadelphia Phillies, I've watched a couple of their spring training games. They got a lot of young talent as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they finished above the Braves. But me being a fan, I'm just picking them to finish fourth instead of fifth in that division. All right, so let's move on to the National League Central. Got the Chicago Cubs, of course, defending champ.
Okay, so if I pick my Braves to finish fourth, I probably pick Washington. I think Washington was good at this time.
They're far better than the other teams in the East. The Miami Marlins, I think they could do pretty well. They got a nice little young team.
Yeah, Miami was good at the time also.
Staff, nice deep lineup, Rizzo, Chris Bryant. They're gonna be good for a long time.
Yeah, I think they won it that year.
A team that's been good a long time, been consistent for years, is the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah. They are one of my wild card teams I picked in the National League.
All right, so that's a little bit of my first ever episode. So let me move on to. We just gonna go down and see, anything that jumps out. I play it, a little bit snippets of it. Yeah, I must have messed up somehow. My count is off. Oh, let's watch this. It's NFL season preview from 2017. And this is before I used thumbnails.
Hello and welcome once again to another presentation of the
this just reminded me.
Of course, this is a special NFL preview.
I used to use the if you're familiar with the PlayStation 4, I used to use the Playroom as my outlet to record. So that's what that music's from. Shout out to my man Dirk. Dirk, wherever you are right now. He used to pickle with me about this music, but I couldn't mute the music, so. But I think I got used to it after a while.
Thank you so much for watching. Speaking of football, yesterday I did.
There I go. This is my old apartment. I don't know if I can see that. Kind of blurry. This phone is crappy also.
My former co-workers,
my
man Mel, CC, Tavon, my man Dirk as well. He subscribed to the channel yesterday, so I just want to thank those guys.
Okay, that's my old.
Hopefully I do well this year.
People from my job, my old co-workers. Oh, damn.
Hello, welcome
damn, messed up.
to another presentation of the Solid Sports Video Blog. This is episode 22. Hello, and welcome once again. Blog, I previewed this year. I previewed the baseball season, and I previewed. I didn't do basketball. I did the NBA Finals. I did a special blog on that. Now this is one of my special blogs about football as the season starts Thursday night.
Alright, let's skip ahead a little bit.
Is most likely going to play this week. Not 100% sure. But I think the offense is going to have their struggles. They running game still need help. So but their defense is going to carry their defense just like last year. It's going to carry them through a lot of games. So just hopefully they get that one or two big play that they needed, just like they got last year from Odell or from someone. I still think their defense is elite enough that they should win the division at least. So I got the Giants finishing first in the East. So
yeah, I picked the New York Giants for 2017.
Washington finishing fourth, Philly finishing third, Dallas second, and I got the Giants winning the East in the NFC. So that concludes the NFC. We're gonna move on to the AFC. And do it the same way, of course.
Alright, let me see what my Super Bowl predictions was.
Of course, they got the Von Miller up front, so their defense in each conference. I think those three teams could be either division winners in their division or wild card contender. And the AFC, the Patriots, they my two teams. I think that's going to come out this year. I think, of course, I'm just going to go by how I seeded it. So I got playing the Super Bowl 52 this year. I got Green Bay and then the Patriots. They my two teams. I think that's going to.
I think New England made it.
Clearly.
Super Bowl 52.
I really don't see no contender for them in the AFC. I think the Steelers have a chance.
I know Green Bay was wrong. Green Bay ain't been since 2010. So that was wrong. All right, let's go to another episode that's probably relatable.
The offense can compete for New England, but like I said, just by having Tom Brady, that breaks ties as well. So
I want to go to my last. Yeah, this is my last episode before I left home.
Welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports.
This is episode
40. Today's date is October 21st, 2017. Thank you so much for watching Silent the Assassin. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much.
Yeah, see, I was still Silent the Assassin.
Thank you so much for watching the blog. Episode 40 is going to be a special episode, probably for the reason I didn't think it was going to be. But just got a lot of things to talk about. Of course, in the sports world, we got the baseball playoffs as we get closer and closer to the World Series. I touch on that. NBA season started this week. Talk about the early storylines this week already, and looking forward to the rest of the season. NFL Week 7 got off to a great start on Thursday night. What a game that was between the Raiders and the Chiefs. I'll talk a little bit about that and hit on some big games this weekend. And my final thoughts going to really open up today. This might be my last blog for a little while.
Yeah, this is one of the times I had to take a break right here. I had to move.
Very personal. Really tell you exactly what's going on with me right now. And just to really thank all you guys for just being supportive. But we're going to start with the positive sports news first.
That was really
cool. Talk about sports, of course. I'm going to stick to sports till the end. MLB playoff update.
2017, like I said, I was dealing with.
I think it was Wednesday night. Defeated the Cubs
high
in 5
depression.
games.
So basically, I lost my job. Long story short. And one of my episodes, I talked about it, opened up about it.
11-1
But that was
the
before
final
this
score
one.
at Game 5 as they finally get to a World Series.
But this was my apartment. I lost my apartment.
Which
so I had to move. So
a long time ago, 30 years. But
that's why I had to take a break.
At the same time, it felt like it was.
For
I
about
don't want to say it was just yesterday, but
6-7 months.
Like it was 30 years ago. But they did make it.
Sorry, so we will skip to the end. I'm gonna
no matter who wins.
Go back to what I said.
Plays in the background, which I mentioned a couple of times. It's about I've recorded through the PlayStation Playroom, which is an app that's on the PlayStation. It's like I can talk as long as I want and don't have to rush. Yes, I'm being evicted. Not ashamed of it. So that's why I stopped recording on my phone. I said, well, let me invest in a camera, PlayStation camera, see how that works. And that's why I started doing videos this way. Then I can talk as long as I want and don't have to rush. Yes, I'm being evicted. Not ashamed to really get deep into it. Been dealing with depression pretty much the majority of my life, but this year in particular. And that being said, I don't blame anyone. I don't blame my depression on why this is happening. Basically, just snuck up on me. I thought I had more time to pay what I had to pay, and I don't. Long story short, I had reached out to people, not necessarily asking for help per se, but just to, just let people see what's going on, because I know, I mean, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of people in my life. So it's hard I ain't gonna lie, it's hard for me to really ask for help, because I've been doing this on my own, been living on my own for 15 years, really ever since I was a teenager. So I always did things on my own, but just to be honest with you, the motivation is not there. I haven't worked since April, which is another thing that is on me. Only why I've been getting by is unemployment. Been looking for jobs here and there. Had about just 2 interviews this whole time. Didn't work out. Honestly, don't know where I'm going to go. I've been looking around for places to stay. Don't know if it's going to have Wi-Fi or not. So that's why I was trying to look for a place. There's one place I liked in particular, but it's more of a, it's like a place to stay, but it's like more of a hotel.
Like, I guess before Airbnbs, this is like an Airbnb.
So it's like, I don't want to commit there, then have to move, then have to move again. It's just, I mean, I ain't gonna sit up here like I'm not scared, I'm not nervous, that I'm not depressed now. I'm not gonna say I'm the strongest person in the world, because I'm not. I'm really worried, I'm really scared. Like I said, my depression is just, it's destroyed me. Just to be honest, it's destroyed me. It's taking my motivation away. I'm just not motivated anymore. I just don't. It's hard for me to say that I care about anything anymore, just to be honest. That's why I do these videos for cope. This is made for me to cope. That's why I don't really care about the views and the number of subscribers that I gain. I just care about the people that's generally supporting me. And I say thank you again.
And that's still the case
like
today.
I said, I just looked at my phone. I got 29 subscribers. I know probably more than half of them. But even the ones that I don't know, I just thank y'all for y'all support. I do this for myself, but I also do it for you guys. I just want to say thank you. It's hard for me to keep talking about this. Like I said, if I ever recover from this, if this be the last time I do a video, or if I ever do a video, if I just get to any type of point when I'm able to really, I want to, like I said, I said this before, I want to be an advocate. I want to motivate people. I want to tell people my story. I hope it helps them. I don't want anybody to go through what I've been through. I want nobody to feel like I feel. If I can help anybody, then my life would be worth it. That's all I ever want for the rest of my life. Not saying I don't want to be successful. Not saying I don't want to make it back to where I was, even though I never really was that much of nothing, just a regular guy working a regular job. But anybody out there that feel like I do, I hope you hear my story, or I just hope it give you motivation so you won't be like me. That's all the advice I can give to anyone dealing with depression or dealing with anything. All I do is I drink to cope my problems. And I know that I need help, but I'm just not motivated right now. I kind of just want to crawl into my own hole and just stay there, but that's not how the world works. And now I'm paying for it with my life, really. I just want to say thank you. If you listen to this video from the beginning to end, and just been supportive that you've been, I just want to say thanks once again. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. I just want to say thank you guys again. Thanks for all the support. Hopefully, I'll be back sooner than later. And y'all take care of yourselves. Um, like I said, don't be like me. That's all I gotta say. Um, uh, like I said, a lot of people don't know a lot about me. I have my own beliefs. I'm not real religious, like some people say. Well, I already heard some people say go pray. But to be honest with you, it's not. I don't really believe in that. But I don't discourage people that do believe in it. If you get motivation from anything, I'm all for it. And I never really talk about that because people would judge you on that. Well, they basically just turn their back on you because you don't believe in something. But that's what this country is about. You have the right to believe in what you want to believe in, so do I. But I'm gonna stop rambling. I just want to say thanks. Hopefully, like I said, this is not over. Hopefully, I'll be doing this again. But until then, thank you, and just thank you. Have a good weekend. Hopefully, this is not the last time I see you. Thank you to all my loyal subscribers. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, and that was, like I said, that was over 8 years. Well, that ain't reached 8 years yet. That was like in October. That was hard. I mean, that's that's the most I listened to that. And most of that is still true to this day. I, it's been a rough road, obviously. At that time, in that particular time, I was, like I said, I lost my job. I was basically just living off my unemployment. Uh, like I said, just went through a deep depressional period. And It was rough. It was rough. I was scared at the time. I really didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't. I wound up reached out. I think one of my sisters wound up reaching out to me, or I reached out to my sisters just to tell the situation. And like if you haven't been in a situation where you don't pay your rent or whatever, especially here in America, I'm just gonna say that because my little bro here is from India. I don't know how it works there, but they try to scare you. If you don't know the law, like basically you got 3 months, minimum. You got 3 months to, you know, get your stuff straight. I didn't know that because if that was the case, I probably would have paid. I would have had the money to pay them off to prolong it some more, and I probably would have stayed home longer. But I just was like, but I looked at it this way. Well, even if I did that, I'm still not working. Um, and part of it was my fault because like I said, it was jobs. I think I had an interview, and I don't think I'd ever shared this with nobody. I had an interview, but I didn't go because I just didn't really wasn't motivated for that job. I think it was I want to say it was a housekeeping job. I don't know. It was a job that I never done before, and I was like, and well, I used the excuse that I couldn't get there. I probably could have got there, if I'd have asked people, somebody probably could give me a couple of dollars, and I kind of could have got there. But I really didn't have nowhere there. I was broke, but I was like, well, oh well, that's basically was my attitude. So, um, so yeah, so that was that. Um, but yeah, that year, like I said, 2017 was was like a hell year, for me. Um, and it turned out horrible. So when I had to move, I had to shut down the blog. Of course, like I said, no Wi-Fi. Well, where I went at, I had Wi-Fi, but I was moving in a house with a lot of people, so I didn't have the privacy, the quietness to record things of that nature. So that is the first time, that was the first break right there, for us with the blog. But like I said, I was already doing video game. you know, I was already doing video game playthroughs by then. So, okay, so let's scroll some more. Let me try to pull up another one. But that kind of touched me a little bit because I never really listened to it that long, you know. So, so that was that hit me a little bit, that made me think back, because that was, like I said, that was almost 8 years ago. So that's a long time ago. So all right, so let me see if I can pull any other meaningful videos from the blog here. Um, Rolanda, how you doing? I ain't gonna know you. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, I hope you're doing well. I don't know how long you've been here, but like I said, if you heard all that, you know, but like I said, I don't got no, I mean, I don't, I mean, I guess because you said I need to pray, so I'm just gonna, I don't know if you heard what I said about that, but like I said, like you know a little bit about me, so you're not a stranger. So you know a little bit about me. Uh, like I said, I grew up in the church, so not saying I like I said, I had my stance on stuff. There's nothing wrong with praying, but it's just not me. What I'm saying, I don't do that all the time. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't want to get into the religious stuff because it's not about religion. So let me pull up another video and I'll play it. Um, Now, after that video, I started doing this assisted living for my now older sister now. And that was a experience of itself also. Um, I had to take breaks when I was here as well because I lost Wi-Fi also. That was the reason why here, but I'm trying to point out any important videos. If it's more than 20 views, I'm just going to play it just to see what I said. Uh, yeah, see, I skipped, I see it here, I skipped the, so really this not, well, I'm still going to say this is episode 300, but I just saw here, I got episode 86 and episode 88, so I skipped the number. And I've done it a couple times. I corrected it a few times, but yeah, so. But since we got multiple parts, we definitely way over 300 episodes, so it is what it is. I'm not going to go back and change that. Oh, okay, Kobe Bryant. So this was an important episode to me at the time when Kobe Bryant passed away. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this to see what I said about Kobe. Okay.
Hello, thank you for joining me this morning. Welcome to another.
My voice sounds so squeaky.
This episode,
Oh.
I tragically lost his life on Sunday. If you ever heard by now, living under a rock. Just a sad situation.
So I think this is what gotta be 2020.
Being a fan of the NBA and of Kobe Bryant, it was pretty much hard to believe.
January 29th, 2020.
So first, before I continue, I just want to do an 8-second moment of silence to honor Kobe Bryant because he wore the number 8 first, and then at the end of it, when I'm finished, I'm gonna do.
Why would you think I take that the wrong way though? Like,
8 minutes of silence first. 8 seconds of silence.
like I said, the only thing with you is, like I said, which I've been telling you for years, the problem with you just be on some crazy stuff, and I can't do it.
Okay.
Like even the situation, and like I said, I guess I'm being open tonight, because I want people, I want my YouTube subscribers to know me more, and anybody else that want to know me more. Well, let me pause this real quick because I wish you could hear what I'm saying. Like that's the situation. That situation with the, you know what I'm saying, with the whoever you supposed to saw at a job, whatever, the interview crap. That's just weird to me. And then you got mad at me because I was questioning you about it. Like, if I had a job interview tomorrow, I'm not going to go like you wouldn't come. Like, how would you come up at all? That's all I asked. I mean, you wouldn't like you didn't answer that correctly. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But um, I'm not mad. I wasn't mad about it. I just felt like you haven't changed. Like that situation proved to me that you haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I had. I can't do it. Like, I got a lot going on. We're too old for it. Like I said, well, if I'm 42, well, I'll be 42 this year. You got to be 40 at least. So, like, when do you grow up? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, we can cash. Like I said, this is public, but our history, whatever. Like I said, you felt the way you felt. Whatever. Like I said, like I went through this 1,000 times. Um, whatever. Whatever I did wrong to you, it is what it is. But one thing you can't deny is the stuff you did to me. You like basically got your lick back 1,000 times. So like, when is you satisfied? You know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. Like, when is you satisfied? When is you gonna just let it go? And I can't have no toxic stuff around. Like, I'm toxic my damn self. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I get in my own way. That's what I was gonna share tonight with people. I get in my own way. But you said that before. You said the past was the past before. You said that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. What was the difference? What's the difference now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in a great. Like I said, I'm not perfect at all. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm perfect and I've done everything right. Like, I've fucked up my life in certain ways. Why I'm in the situation I'm in now, I don't have my own nothing. I can't say I own nothing. I don't own nothing at 41. Cause I'm 41 right now. I'll be 42 this year. Like, my family. I don't really want to get it said. Like, it's a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's you know. So I just like I said, I just want to get to a peaceful place, man. Like, but you don't. That's the thing. You don't. You don't admit nothing. Like, you justify it. Like, yeah, you admit them, but you don't justify. You justify them. So to me, that's not that's you. It's yin and a yang. Like, you justify what you done. See, I don't. I just say, all right, I was wrong. It is what it is. You justify it. You say, well, I only did it because of this or this or that. But like, I don't want to go too much off the rails, but you know me a little bit personally, but at the same time, you don't know me, like, because you ain't been around me in years. I'm not the same person I was the last time I saw you. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure you're not either. Not saying that is a bad or a good thing, but I know you, but I don't. And you know me, but you really don't, because we ain't been around each other in years. So, but I just hope that what you're saying is really, you're really saying, that is true, that you're in a peaceful place, and like I said, regardless, this is for anybody, but definitely you, because you was in my life. I don't want you to be upset, angry, not happy. Like, I never wanted that at all, ever. Even when you did all the stuff to me that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that might be true, but I mean, well, like I said, you show it in a toxic way though sometimes, and I can't do it. And that's basically my opinion on you, and that's that. because, like I said, even this all the stuff you did to me, I did. I just left you alone. I didn't try to get a get back or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you just cross lines that 9 out of 10 people won't forgive for, or won't, or can't, just can't move forward for. You don't understand that either. Like that's the one thing you don't take responsibility for. Like I feel like if I did the same things to you, well, honestly, I don't know because I don't know, but I guess I'm only going off because maybe you can get past. I can't. Like some of the stuff you done or supposed or might have done, I can't. I can't get past that. Like I can't have. I could just never trust you. Now I'm not saying trust you as. I just can't even trust you as a friend. Like forget anything deeper than that. I can't trust you as a person. Like to be around me. I just feel like if something go wrong that you don't like, you gonna wild out and do something fucked up.
Just feel
So,
for other people that was also
but
going
now I'm
through
gonna
it.
get back to my content.
Was his daughter.
This Kobe Bryant, when Kobe Bryant passed away, I did a special
Like
video.
they was on their way to
So let me see
one of his
if I
facilities
said anything. Well,
Common Institute.
what I
They
said
had
during this time.
basketball tournament for his daughter. There was other young women on the planes. Their parents that passed away.
And just to mess with you, just to
So
troll you a little bit, it's the
not
Commanders, not
just
the
Kobe,
Washington,
it's
not the
other people
R
who
word.
lost
It's the
their lives as well.
Commanders. That's what your team is. Your team
Around
might
me,
do good this year though,
start getting into
but
Kobe
they the
Bryant.
Commanders now. They're not the R word anymore.
When I found out the news,
Because
it
this
was,
is a sports show,
I think,
by the way.
just like if you see
And I did talk about
other
Washington
celebrities, other
before you
players,
got here.
um,
I think they're going to
give
do
their
good this year, though.
thoughts, just a state of shock. I didn't believe it. I thought it was fake. Um, and I normally, um, that's why I'm glad, not saying social media. I don't trust social media. I gotta see it on a news station or like ESPN is pretty much where I always be on ESPN.com or ESPN app on my phone. So I think it was about 3 o'clock Eastern time when I found out about it. Because the Pro Bowl just started. I wasn't even gonna
Yeah,
watch the
that's
Pro
right.
Bowl this week. But I normally check ESPN, my app, probably about
See what that
say
supposed to mean.
every 15 minutes or so, just to look at scores or if anything did happen. Not to this
You talk about
magnitude,
Washington,
just
or you talk about
sports in general.
us, or something else?
And you see I see the headline.
What you mean don't play with you?
I just kept refreshing my phone. You know how you can refresh your app? I kept refreshing. Like, this can't be right. So that's what made me turn on the Pro Bowl. And then, of course, the Pro Bowl was on ESPN, ABC. And the announcers, Joe Tessitore and Booger McFarland, talked about it. They had the, sort of a memorial picture up on the big screen in Orlando, was where the Pro Bowl was held. And I was like, dang, this is real. So I just started going on other websites and stuff. I just kept seeing it. It was a state of shock. I couldn't believe it. So I wound up watching the Pro Bowl. I was with a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, Shane. I'm sure I'm not saying her name. On the video, but I was with her. She don't watch sports really.
Let me pause this one bit. But they're not called that anymore. Even though I honestly I'll be honest with you about that though. Like just to stay on sports, I think they got too sensitive about that. Um, they should have probably never changed the name, honestly. But it's too late now. They changed the name, so they're not called that anymore. Um, because even the Native Americans, it was proven they didn't care. It was more black people and white people saying they was offended than even the Native Americans. So I didn't understand it at all. But this is a social media sensitive world. So they changed the name, and it is what it is. So, um, the other comment though, thanks, I appreciate that. But what I was, what I was going to say, this is probably, like I said, this is public. So I don't like asking personal questions in public, but I might have asked you just before privately. But all right, I think we met. Maybe you know the exact year. I want to say it was 2006 or five. We first met, and this is 25 now. So like, ain't nobody like you haven't been with nobody. You know, like I just feel like you should have forgot about me by now. You know what I'm saying? That's basically my question. Like, yeah, I know, like I said, you used to troll me, like, when we first broke, like or like probably like, 2010, whatever it was. Like, used to come up here, because, yeah, I'm back in Baltimore. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. Obviously, I said it 1,000 times. So, yeah, I'm back home. Um, but he used to come up here and he was dating other dudes and would throw it in my face. Like, what was the point of that? Like, you know, so I don't know. I just don't, like I said, I don't understand you sometimes. I really don't. All right, 2006. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. So in 2006, I was,
I just couldn't believe it. So, I was sort of in my own world. I just kept watching
because
all
I
these
know we met in like August of that
how
year. Then,
people reacted to it.
so that means I didn't turn whatever age I was going to turn yet. So
Uh,
oh
so
six,
I
oh
was just
six,
sitting
so
down for one of that particular
23.
Sunday. Um, Maybe that night I just
I was about to be
started watching
23. So I was 22 years
how
old when I met you.
other people reacted to it. Um, like all the Lakers greats, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, you heard for those guys. You
And
heard
that,
from
I mean, I'm not saying that's
them.
not
I
true,
really watched ESPN
but
watch
it's
those
been
guys
20 something years.
coming out.
Well, about to be 20 years.
Just kept watching how they reacted to it. It didn't matter. It was young players there, older players like Vince Carter. I seen him tell a good Kobe story. About how Kobe met him. When they was competitors for most of his career, he's still playing. I think
But
he
that's not love to me, Rolanda. It's just
a
not.
couple years before Kobe, Vince
Hey,
Carter.
this video, I mean, this live is what turned into something else. This not about sports anymore at all.
Came
But
through when they was
but
competitors.
like I said, this is a celebration also. So, and I wanted to open up about things. So I don't mind
Lake Phoenix.
talking about personal things. So this is like my personal life being
Lake Phoenix
put
won
on
the
YouTube now.
Lakers won the 7th game. Kobe missed a game winning shot to put them up 3-1. Um, Game 4 of that series, first round series.
Yeah, this was a
Other
Kobe
teams,
video.
said how much he was a mentor to them.
Let me skip ahead a little
Just
bit.
what the league wasn't like. You know, Naismith Prep Player of the Year '96. I guess that's a high school award. And
Okay, so I looked up his stats. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go to another
Management
video, but
like you guys.
that was a special video episode to me because, like I said, Kobe Bryant, when he passed, that was it. Was, I mean, I'm not a big, celebrity, uh, oh my goodness, type of person. But his death really shocked me and it hurt me a little bit. Like I actually was upset about it because I felt like he had a lot more to give to the world. So when he passed away, it was shocking. So yeah, so that pretty much where I stood on that. Dang, I messed up my line. What episode was that? Oh,
Welcome again, everyone.
yeah. See, you messing me up. You distracted me. Uh, So my count is off with these episodes, but I'm not going back through all this and fixing it. So Kobe Bryant. So okay, so this was 112. Okay, so all right, so let's start skimming through again. Most of my videos don't got more than 10 views, to be honest. So, like I say, I'm small, which is cool. Let me see what my power is like. I should have plenty of. Okay, 81. Yeah, we good. Okay, this is a. Ah, dang it. Ah, man, messed up again. Yeah, so this was the NBA bubble episode. So let's play a little bit of this one, and then we'll scroll some more.
Thank you for watching the Solid Sports video blog. I'm Troy West, joining you once again right here on the Solid Sports Gaming channel. This is episode 131. Today's date is August 8th, 2020. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everybody for the support I've been getting the last few days. I did the NFC West preview on Thursday. Told you I'd be back Saturday sometimes earlier than I said. I said I was probably going to do it at night. But I got work and stuff to do, so I don't want to have to squeeze it in so tight. I got a little bit of time now, so I figured I'd do it now. It's about 1 o'clock Eastern time. So a lot of games about to start in MLB and NBA. We're talking about both of those sports. And some NFL news this week as well. I just want to say thank you once again. It's been a rough week, to be honest with you. Just a lot going on in my mind, in my life. So that's why I was saying Thursday was kind of rough to do the blog. But this is some type of relief for me, so I try to do it.
You know what?
To make myself feel better as well. And hopefully, we have some fun dialogue about sports. Take my mind off of it.
Oh, shoot.
Welcome back. Miami Marlins for long enough now. The problems they had with the coronavirus, pretty much the whole team caught it. But they sitting at 7-1 right now. They started playing the Orioles earlier this week. They swept a 4-game series with them. It's sort of a feel-good story. I don't know for the players and the organization. Derek Jeter, came out, had a different team with him back. Gary Trent Jr. Hit some big shots. Carmelo Anthony, like people he's buried shots, big shots already. I like the Blazers, man. Now, a lot of steam is getting pushed up about them challenging the Lakers. I think they're gonna win the Clippers today because they stick Kawhi Leonard. They announced that this morning. Due to knee story, they got a back-to-back, so he's gonna play tomorrow and not today against the Blazers. So I think they can win this game today. Pat Beverly not playing. He's hurt. And Montrezl Harrell's still not back yet. He lost his grandmother, so condolences to him.
Yeah, so all these episodes during
Like I said, I always make these emotional predictions, but he might sit out. He might not come at all. I don't know. Because when he comes, he's going to have to quarantine for, I think it's 4 days or something like that, 5 days before he even join the team. So, maybe he'll be back for the playoffs, which is in another week or so.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I gotta think about that. Honestly.
I think it was about a week ago, and he was saying how close he was with his grandmother. And, they said, whatever you're ready, just come on back. But that's all you can say.
And then the crazy thing is, during our last little
But the Blazers, man,
issue, you blocked me first.
right now.
I was gonna
Let's
block
look at
you. I was
the
just telling you,
schedule at
like, you
hand.
blocked me first. I was like, all right, well.
Standings pulled up with the Blazers. Because I think they're going to catch Memphis, period. I know they're going to be in that, the AC.
Which I understand. That's what made me really confirm, like, all right, yeah, she on some BS.
Well, since I got the whole thing looked at, let me looking at the East right now. Now the 8 teams that Washington already been eliminated, which is not a surprise to nobody.
Okay, so trying to go through some memorable videos still. Bill Russell passing away. Okay, yeah, so we started to get closer to current stuff. Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff is current, so. But yeah, they was some of the memorable videos.
Thank you for joining me right here on YouTube.
This is YouTube, so what do you mean? Well, you know what? I don't know. See, because you got me. I ain't gonna lie. I had a red cup, so I might not be in the right frame of mind, but I don't know. Maybe we gotta talk behind the scenes. You know, this is too open, too, this is too, public, so. And then a lot of things, right? And I'm a man, so it is what it is, but I just feel like, most of the things you like about me is more, physical and, you know, like far as me as a person, I mean, yeah, you say I'm a good person, but I'll, and even with that, also, like after all these years, you know, you know, like nobody ever,
Welcome to the Solid Sports and Gaming channel.
been, saying somebody that you really could have, you know what I'm saying, done, been, really built something with. Now I admit I haven't been in a lot of, well, I thought they was going to go well, but they didn't. Like I said, I can admit that I haven't been, been successful either. I'm not saying if that's, to be honest, actually, I just, you know, like about a month ago, I lost somebody, they, so, I mean, I just don't understand. So, that was pretty much as far as the show I wanted to do tonight. Actually, this show was longer than I thought. I just started looking at old videos of the blog, but they was like the highlights there. The Kobe Bryant episode was big for me. The episode when I left home, when I had to leave home, when I had to leave. Uh, I think when I left it with the jersey, I don't think I did a video. That was sort of, you blocked me first though. Do you remember that? You blocked me first, so that's why I blocked you. You blocked me first. So to me, that confirmed my suspicions that you was on some BS. And then you blocked me, so I blocked you. How did I give you a hard time? I just was like, look, like I'm just like, it's just weird to me that you went on a job interview, and whoever this person is, I still don't know who it was to this day. Just brings me like, how did I come up in the conversation? You can't answer that question. Like, how did I come up? Like, so it's either one or two things, and you gonna probably lie, but either you brought me up, like you just go around and just bring me up and just hoping the person knows me, and maybe that's what happened. I just actually was that like, but you had to bring me up. Somebody had to bring me up. Like you on a job interview, like so somebody had to bring me up. Like either you or that person, and I don't. And like I said, I don't know who that person was at all. Still to this day. So I just was like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you bringing me up on job interviews? Like, you shouldn't even be thinking about me. You should be focused on the job, trying to get the job. Like, why was it even topic of discussion? That's all I asked. Period. That's all I asked you. But you could ask. Then you blocked me. So I was like, well, yeah, you was like, basically, you either full of crap or, you know. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna block you too. That's all. But you blocked me first. And how can you shake your head? Like, that's the truth. That's how it went down. Well, see, there you go. It's like, to me, it's like I said, I would like to ask, it's okay. No, it's not just okay. Like, explain yourself. Well, you don't have to explain it on here, but like, you had to explain that. Like, that's all I asked you. Just explain that. Like, why? How did I come up on a job interview? You trying to get a job? Like, why I'm even the topic of discussion at all? Like, that don't make sense. Like, it's like if I went on a job interview, I'm not. Why would I bring you up? Like, what you like? It's crazy to me. To me, like it's just weird to me. And then you blocked me first. So to me, I was like, all right, well, I must have been sort of right what I was thinking. You was full of garbage. But for the people that might watch the replay, I'm sorry. But this was this is sort of good because I wanted you guys to get to know me a little bit more. And this person was part of my life at a time when I was younger. So, um, but I wanted to touch on also, like I said, we look back on the channel. Um, but like I said, I wanted to talk about me a little bit. Currently where I am. I do blogs. I try to do one once a week. But the honest reason why I only can do it pretty much once. Well, I could do it. It depends on my work schedule. See, I work early in the morning. But basically, one of my former clients that I used to take care of, at the assisted living job I had. When I came back here to Maryland, um, he gave me a opportunity to you know give me a place to stay because coming back here was rough. So basically is we help each other. He's an older person, so I help him out with certain things. Um, and so I don't have my own, so it's like you gotta respect the person's house. Blah 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 blah. So I can't just record. Then it's just I like peace and quiet. Like it's peace and quiet right now. So I like peace and quiet when I do my blogs. Also, no distractions. And stuff like that. So I always try to do them. He got you know things he do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So basically, one of those 3 days a week, I blog if I don't have to work. But if I have to work, it's harder because I don't get back home in time. Before he gets back. So that's basically with that. So that's why a few weeks I gotta skip if I work all 3 of those days. I can't blog. So um, but as far as like my video game playthroughs, all that stuff, that's not going to end. Well, I don't want to say that, but um, they easy to do because you usually don't have the mic on, so there's no background noise and stuff like that. So I can just record my video, post it on YouTube, no problem. Um, and so that's with that. Uh, so like this week, I think I'm off Wednesday, Thursday. So um, one of those 2 days I blog. Uh, probably wind up. It probably be Thursday. So yeah. Um, all right, got a call. I don't know if y'all can still hear me or not. Hope so. Um, yeah. So yeah. With that being said, so that's what it is with that. And shout out to him. You know, he was just calling me just now. Honestly, he's on a trip. Uh, and without him, I don't know where I'd be. I could be probably homeless without him. So, definitely big shout out to him. He's like a big brother to me, and he's helped me out a lot. So, um, I'm incredibly grateful. It's just that speaking as a man and just me being who I am, it's just I was so used to being so independent. Even before my deep depression, I was just very independent. So, you know what I mean? So that bothers me sometimes. So, uh, but big shout out to my big bro. Um, he's been a big help. As far as my YouTube, I think I'm gonna start with my YouTube family. Shouting them out. Uh, like my main subscribers over the years. Going back to the early days, it was Retro Ride Gaming. I don't know where you are right now, bro, but he was a big supporter when I started doing the Crash Bandicoot videos in 2017. Let me make sure my sound's still straight because I got that phone call. So he left a message. Uh, let me make sure my sound's still right. Make sure my sound's still right. Okay, we good. We still good. All right. So I know sometimes when you get a phone call, it just automatically mutes you, and they can't hear you no more. All right, what did that mean, Rolanda? What did that mean? See, here you go. This crap. You just can't. What do that mean? But anyway, what I was saying, Retro Rider gave me. He was a big supporter of mine. Um, what I did, because I had like a couple of times when I kind of, well, I don't want to say blew up, but my channel just skyrocketed a little bit when I did um, Crash, the trilogy, Crash 1, 2, 3. When I did that, the channel grew like it doubled. He was a intricate part of that. Um, oh, dang it. Probably it was somebody else also around that time. Pet Nut. Remember his name, Pet Nut. Pause, by the way. Pet Nut. He was a Crash player also. So those two guys was like my first like reliable subscribers when I was going doing the Crash Bandicoot videos. Um, those two guys was probably my first like uh, guys. Um, then when I went on my first break, came back. Um, Good vibes. Um, Good vibes. He changed his name, but I started doing the MLB, the show lives. While I was doing them before I took my break, but I was doing them, and he come in and was, he was a fan of that, and he became a loyal subscriber for a while. Um, and if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to go through everybody that I can think of. I probably should have wrote stuff down. All right, so all right, we pushing. Um, well, let's just go with Kurt. Because I think they was like my core guys. Um, B, which I mentioned earlier, from Hungry, young kid. Um, he was a little subscriber. I hope he's doing good. It's the summer, so hopefully school ain't stressing him out because he always talk about how school stressed him out, which I understand that as a kid. Um, so hopefully he's doing well. Uh, so others, Jelaine Jaguar. She was an early subscriber as well. I mean, I followed her as well. Um, but she helped my channel also because she promoted me a few times. I promoted her. Um, uh, Dang, she just came back. Um, hmm. In fact, I have my phone right here. Let me just look up some stuff. Cause I don't really want to miss too many people here, but these people, as far as YouTube, has been, yeah, Yellow K Dot, yeah, 1K Yellow Dot, like, yeah, she another content creator, that I work with a little bit and help my channel a little bit. Uh, Dollar Hologram, she live right now, actually, as I'm looking on the channel. Um, she been great. Um, Light Skin Cutie, I forgot about her. A gamer. She played mostly Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty. So do I. Well, I play Call of Duty, but I don't play Grand Theft because I don't got the latest Grand Theft. But yeah, her. Man, so many people, man. Um, Snooky Scream. She's now doing video games. She was doing rap, music reviews, but now she's doing video games. So that's pretty much everybody on YouTube that I can think of. My new subscribers, shout out to y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna try to look through my new subscribers list and shout y'all out. I'm really gonna try to do that. I'm at to write y'all down. Um, so thank y'all as well. But that's pretty much the core of the channel, of YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me off and on for the last 8 years. Really longer because I told the story before. I started the channel because I was playing Madden. I was playing Madden online, and I had this league that I had to join. Well, not had to, but I'm gonna go into more personal people, and then I explain that more. But basically, it's about one of my supervisors from one of my old jobs. He was the commissioner of the league, and one of the rules was you had to record your games so they could watch and make sure you basically wasn't cheating or breaking one of the rules. So that's how I even started a YouTube channel. So I would uh, play live on my games. And I was like, you know what? Let me start. I started posting videos. My first project was, I call it projects, but my first playthrough was Resident Evil 7, which I think I'm gonna play again because I only played it that one time, and then I just played the DLC. So I'm actually going to probably try to look at that up tonight and probably re-download that and play that over again. Um, but yeah, that was one of my first playthroughs. It was Resident Evil 7. Um, yeah, and yeah, so that's how the channel really got started, and then I was like, you know what, I like to talk about sports, so I started the sports blog, and that's how it came to pass. Um, oh, though, like I said, we gotta talk behind the scenes. We gotta talk behind the scenes somehow. I go and block you, and then we'll see from there. That's all I can promise. But like I said, you still didn't, you still didn't explain nothing, and that's my point. Like you just saying, okay, well, no, like you have to explain that. Like I don't trust your judgment. I just don't trust, what you're about still. You say you might have changed and put over and everything, whatever. Like, I still don't trust you, especially to see you in person. No, definitely not. So you're gonna have to display a lot of stuff before that happens. So, um, let's see. All right, so where was like you threw me off. Um, but yeah, that's how the channel started through that, and then I started doing the blogs that year. So okay, so all right, shout out YouTube people. Uh, let's talk about uh, let's talk about real people. People that's in my life currently. Um, and then I just explained a lot of other stuff. Also, what's going on. Like I said, I shouted about my brother already. Like he just called me. I see he left me a voicemail. Hopefully, he was just checking on me, but he's out of town, so hopefully he's enjoying himself. Um, hopefully, he's a good guy. He just, sometimes he just overthinks a lot of things, which is, I'm the opposite of that. I overthink things in certain ways, but he do it in a different way, I guess. But yeah, but I see what he wanted once I get off this live. Um, but yeah, he was a big part of me coming back here home to Baltimore, Maryland. Uh, like I said, I was in Jersey for 9 months, and since we talk about real people, like I guess you could call it an ex, but it was somebody that means a lot to me. opened up a home. I went to Jersey for a few months in 2023. Um, just to get away. A lot of circumstances was going on here. My circumstance was terrible. She opened her home. I met her family. Things of that. So it was, it was great. Just the atmosphere. Like here in Baltimore is so tense. Um, Look your head over your shoulder, but in that little small town in Jersey it was great. You didn't have to worry about none of that stuff. Um, it was just a great place. Only problem was it wasn't my place, and I wound up having to come back home. So, but I appreciate our hospitality. Um, and most of the people I'm shouting out, they probably never going to hear this stuff, but I appreciate her and her family welcoming me, treating me like I was their own when I was there, and something I never forget for the rest of my life. There'll always be a moment that I forget. You know, Hopefully one day I can visit back again, just to visit, just to say thank you once again in person. But um, that was a good experience for me overall. But didn't work out. Had to come back home, and I'm back home. So, but it was good to just experience that. Um, so shout out to her and her family. I ain't gonna use no names. Um, Speaking of family, I want to talk about family because you know, family depends. I guess I put it like this: be grateful if you got a blood family that say your corner no matter what. Um, uh, Recently, I lost my grandmother. It's been about a month and a half ago. On my mother's side, she passed away. She had cancer. Um, I won't get deeply into details. Other than that, basically, I didn't. They had a memorial for her. I didn't go. I didn't know about it to the last minute. Um, my sister sort of kept me in the loop, sort of, but not really. Um, and I guess I just been thinking like, the memories, because she's like my grandmother. She used to throw the best cookouts, like hands down. Her and her husband. Her husband didn't have any kids by her, you know, but they was married, and during the holiday seasons, especially in the summer, 4th of July, the Memorial Day, Labor Day, guaranteed. Sometimes it's random weekend, it's cookout time, um, and it was a great time. That was the good memory I had about my grandmother. You know, on a normal day though, she was a nurse. She worked her butt off. Um, but I don't want to use the word mean, but she just was who she was. Like the she was the grandma that baked you cookies type. Like what I'm saying, she was a hard worker. Husband went to work also. I lived with her for a month or so when I was like I was a junior in high school. That was a time. I ain't gonna get deep into that time, but that was a rough time also in my life. Um, but just always felt like, as far as I think, this is what I tell myself. I mean, Cass, and now she's gone, but my first cousin, and I love my first cousin to death. Also, I love my sisters also. Like they might think, things ain't great right now with us, but believe it or not, I love all you guys. I got nephews I never met. Uh, things of that nature. But I love everybody. All my family is not no doubt at all. Um, but I think she, because I was lucky to have my father in my life. I was lucky to have, my mother was in and out, but my father was always there, as far as take care of me and stuff like that. It's out of ways he fell short. But um, so I always felt like I was treated different from her. But once I became an adult, though, it was like, and I felt this on my father's side, also like, and I mean, I guess they respected me. I mean, I just felt the respect that I took care of myself. Like, I guess I guess like, man, this was the curse of my mother. My mother's gone, my father's gone, my older sister's gone. Um, as far as my mom, like a lot of people just started, it's like they correlated. I'm gonna say me. I ain't gonna put my other sisters in it, but me. Like, okay, you gonna not necessarily be like her, but like you gonna need like basically. It just thought I'd be like a leech, and just ask for stuff. Like, I never asked for nothing. Like since I've been an adult, I barely asked anybody for anything, and if I did, I paid it back for the most part. I can't remember a time when I just asked for something I didn't pay it back. Um, but just to stay with my grandmother, that was it was sad. It was a lot of drama around her death to me, because I pretty much was in the dark about it. I didn't know what happened, what went on with the funeral memorial arrangements and stuff like that. She got cremated, which is always, even though COVID, that was the way to go during COVID, but um, everything just happened so quickly, and I don't know. Like I said, I just was curious, like what really happened with everything, but it is what it is. But just maybe just think about when we look back at my childhood and stuff like that. Um, so with that being said, it's just that I just tried to just see things for what it is. So um, but I just I guess I just I'm kind of lost for words, but it's things are just you just got to keep pushing, man. Like overall, like you just got to keep pushing in life. Um, I guess with me, like just to put it back on, like I said, this is where I tried to uh talk about me a little bit more. Is we try to get to know me. Uh, like I said, I tried to explain the breaks. Like it was either I had to move, it was either an internet issue, or crazy issues. Like I said, I moved out of state. Um, so or like I said, don't have no place to record. So all those things has happened over the years. I had to take breaks because, like I said, we'd be at probably 600 episode right now instead of 3. But um, mm, I guess just 2 days. I guess it just popped in my head that I want to throw out there. Like my sister's death, it really changed me, and I don't uh like some of the things that I might have done or rubbed you the wrong way. I don't use as excuse. Um, like I said in the video earlier, if you go back and rewind it, uh, when I was leaving my apartment, and I even knew it then. Like I said, that was 8 years ago, now almost. And like I said, all the mistakes I made, uh, drinking had a lot, it had something to do with it. And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but it's just the truth. Um, like drinking was is still today. It's like my crutch, because of the pain I do feel every day about certain things. So the first thing I do is drink. So so I always part of days I would tell people, like, especially if you not in a good place, drinking is not the answer at all. Like, honestly, like when I was coming up, man, I was you know wanted to be the good guy. I wanted to be the clean guy. I honestly I thought I would never touch a drink. Like, honestly, especially during my adult years, I thought I would never touch a drink. And honestly, I don't really know when. Well, I have moments that I can think of when I drink, but as far as like being this, doing this, no, I didn't think I would drink this much at all. Um, and it's ruined my life in a way. I don't want to say ruined it, but the biggest mistakes I made, drinking was behind it every time. Like, that's the common denominator. Um, so I recommend definitely not to do it at all if you can help it. Yeah, I mean, you grow, do what you do, but don't let it be a something that you lean on for support, because it's not the right way at all. And I learned that the hard way. Um, because it's perceptions, you know, about me that's not good, but I gotta live with that. I made those mistakes, so gotta live with it, and take responsibility for it. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's why when I said in that video, like I said, almost 8 years ago, I want to be uh role model. Probably is a strong word. I don't want to be a role model per se, but I want to help people, or let my story be a positive, like, don't do this, don't be me. And I don't mean that in that harsher way, but I just, you know, um, like I said, I've been, uh, shout out to my current job is this guy I know that I work with, and I don't know how, but we got a conversation, and he said he go to therapy. Therapy always been something that been on the horizon for me, because, like I said, I've been in the hospital. I've been through a lot of things, and that's something that I still is open to, even at my age, just to see, will it help? Will it, heal or whatever? Um, so that's something I'm more open to than I ever was, because I was never closed minded to it, but I always was like, um, yeah, I don't know, because I guess somewhat of a fear, like, okay, you might, they might dig, you know, kind of open a wound that you had. So that was always been the fear about that, but it's something that's on the table. Um, so that's something I might do one day. Uh, but yeah, man, it's I want to help people. Like that's what I want. Whatever my purpose is, that's what I want my purpose to be, to help people. I don't want nobody to be in the position that I am in, as far as life, period. Uh, and that's just where I stand on things. Um, and like I said, that's why I wanted to talk about everything tonight, because I want people to hopefully understand me more. I'm not saying you're gonna understand everything about me, but this is me, and I'm still trying to put people, one or two together, just like everybody else in this world. Um, so it's not that I don't believe it, Rolanda. It's just like I said, like just for example, like with what happened, the situation that happened just last year. So, but I'm gonna try to find you and block you, because like I said, this is too personal. I don't want everything. Like I say, even though I'm getting personal, but I don't want everything to be freaking personal. So, and I see what you're saying, but if you about, if I feel like you're about the same crap, then you already know what it is. So, um, but yeah, I ain't gonna be on here too longer. 2 hours. That's just might be a record. I don't think I've ever been on my blog for 2 hours before. Um, and like I said, I just wanted to open up and talk about certain things. I think I got a lot of stuff out, and hopefully you guys, what I'm saying, just understand me a little bit more. I got work in the morning also, so you know I ain't gonna be able to be too much longer. But I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. I feel like I'm missing something though. Um, like I said to my family, like I said, I just hope y'all know it's no ill feelings on my end. Like I said, if y'all don't like me right now, I get it, but it's no ill feelings for me. So, um, like I said, it's probably people that I didn't think. Um, uh, no, I don't think it's. I think it's too personal to do it here, but you know, it's more people I want to thank, but I don't want to do it here. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm about to wrap this up in a second. Go ahead and get off here, get myself together, go ahead and get ready for bed, and get ready for work tomorrow. Um, so what's this Saturday? So, like I said, I think the next blog will be Thursday. But I got well, if you was with me last night, Friday night streams, we did college football last night. I got that game. I got this game called Section 13. I think this game been out for about a month. But I played through it a little bit, so I might actually premiere a video of that tomorrow. And then we're gonna finish up Doom. We still ain't finished Doom yet. Uh, and yeah, as far as video games, that's what's on the docket. Um, August, like I said, August is a big month for projects. Um, like I said, I've kind of touched on this, but hopefully my job, hopefully I still got a job in August. I guess this week I know for sure, because uh, time. Let's just say time and attendance is a mother, and so we'll see what they decide to do. But That's out of my control. Um, so we'll see how that works. But if that happens, then of course it's gonna be an issue because I got the money, so I go able to put in to what I got, to get out anything. So that is what it is with that. Uh, so we figure that out though, like we always have throughout the years. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and probably shut this down in a second. Unless anybody, I mean, I see two people in. If you got anything else to ask or say, I'll definitely stay on a little longer. But other than that, I'm pretty much finished what I have to say, and hopefully thank everybody that I want to thank. Even though it's more people I want to thank, but I don't want to compromise them, So, but hopefully they know who they are. But like I said, they're not watching anyway. Like that's the crazy thing. Everybody that's close to me, well, that's claiming to be close to me, they don't watch. They don't watch me when I'm on YouTube anyway. So even if I did, they probably wouldn't see it anyway, unless I showed it to them myself or told them that I said anything. So yeah. Yeah, I got tired of getting sleepy. When I get sleepy, I start scratching my head a lot. So that's what that is. Then it's freaking cold in here. The air, can't turn the air down. So the air is blowing like crazy. It sucks. Yeah, I had dinner. You probably could guess. If you know me enough, you probably could guess. I had one of my favorite dinners tonight. You probably could guess what it was. Yeah, so. Yeah, let's see how much you really know me then. Or remember me, I guess. Yeah, we had 300 episodes though. I'm definitely proud of that. Like I said, even though it should be a whole lot more, that's to tell you during the breaks. But I enjoyed doing this episode tonight. Got to look back on a few episodes from the past. That was cool to do tonight. Um, and like I said, I appreciate everybody that came through. No, I don't. I told you that a thousand times. I don't hate you. I can never hate. I don't hate. I try. That's what I give my mother credit for. She always told me never to hate anybody. I just I just don't understand you. I try to give you a chance to explain, but you don't really explain anything other than the situation. I don't, I can ask you the same question. Do you hate me? Because that's what I used to think. Like you just keep me around so you can just keep get your quote unquote licks back or whatever or payback or whatever. I don't know. And I don't want to use this as an excuse, but we talked about this a thousand times. But like I said, that's just I was young. I was still. But like I said, you don't. You keep saying it was the past, but like I said, you did a lot of stuff during that time also. You know, some stuff you just like basically, you just don't admit to because I can't prove anything. So but like I said, but I don't want to rehash that. That was 20 almost 20 years ago. I don't want to keep talking about that, and I don't want to, like I said, I want to keep talking about that here. Like I said, I just had to unblock you and see what you're talking about. All right, I think I'm still here 5 more minutes. That'd be two hours 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and dip, man. I'm ready to get ready for tomorrow. Probably play my game a little bit before till I fall asleep. That's normally my night. Play my game until I fall asleep, or until I get sleepy enough. You know what? Yeah, I did promise this. Let me see what's going on with the WNBA All Star game. Give an update on that. Like I said, no Caitlin Clark. I think somebody else was missed the game too, that from injury as well on the women's side, the WNBA. All right, why is it taking so long to load? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, that's right. I forgot they picked teams. So Caitlin Clark was one of the captains. There was Collier, but Team Collier is up 135, 112 in the fourth quarter. So the game is over. No, I didn't even look at the box score. But that's, if you was wondering what the score about that was, there you go. All right, 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Anybody else got something to say? Let's go ahead and speak your truth. Like I said, I don't hate you at all. Like, I don't know why you probably would have thought that. I guess it's just also with you also. I don't think I never said this to you before, but and like I said, we gonna talk behind the scenes. Hopefully, matter of fact, once I end this live, I'm gonna try to find you and unblock you. But it's just questions that you never answered, and I can't hang around me unless you ask these questions. Like, that's the only way we could possibly, and I'm not saying it's a guarantee. We can't possibly move on unless you answer these questions. If you're not willing to be honest and answer, I can't. You know, I always will keep you at a distance for sure. Um, you got the salad part right, but no, I didn't have chicken. So, but I had a Caesar salad. And I threw some cucumbers in it. Cucumbers don't normally come in a Caesar salad, but I had a Caesar salad with cucumbers inside of it. But chicken wasn't my meat. Pause. But I had another meat. Pause. Again. One of my flavors. You probably, like I said, you probably get it now. Because you was around me enough to know what some of my favorite foods was. And they haven't changed that much over the years. Still pretty much eat the same stuff. If I can get it. Time to fill my cup back up. Probably do one more though. Because, like I said, I got work in the morning, so. Not by a long shot. What you mean? Not by a long shot, what? You got I don't know if you're talking about the food part, but you got the salad part, right? Yeah, I did have a salad. It was a Caesar salad, though, but I did have a salad. Oh, I guess you asked it that I did. Like I said, no, I mean, I'm just asking just so you ask me. but like I said, you said this stuff before. That's why, like I said, that's why I want to talk to you about the scenes again. And that's the thing, like how you think that I hate you or whatever, and I still like, yeah, I always give you a chance to explain yourself, you know. And this is not even counting, you know, like I said, what you did to my family, at minimum, like torturing them and whatever. And I don't care. There's no excuse. You can say whatever, but like that was uncalled for. Like you had a problem with me, so should have kept it on me. Like I never, like I said, even if I had a problem with you, I never went behind the scenes and messaged your family and all that. I never did that. That's an issue also that I didn't understand that you did. So regardless if I blocked you or not, because that's probably gonna be, well, you blocked me, I couldn't get to you. So what? It should have been over. It should have been it. I'm gonna give you another chance. Yeah, maybe because I'm feeling good and feeling generous, thinking about old things, whatever, But like I said, just because I do that, don't like you go ahead to explain some shit. Like, excuse my language, but you got to explain shit. You're not. It's not going to just be nah. You going to you have to give me some explanations on some stuff. Like you're not going to just everyday cool again. No, it's not. So just let you know that. So if that's the problem, then I'm not even gonna waste my time. So long as you're cool with that. World record for the Solid Sports Video Blog, episode 300. Even though technically it's not. I don't even know, honestly. Like I said, when I went through the episodes, maybe was thinking misnumbered them. Oh, excuse me. Um, so, but like I said, I think it's over 300 anyway because, like I said, some episodes got two parts to it, so it's definitely more than 300 shows. So we just gonna keep it the way it is. We ain't even gonna go back and mess around. Oh, something, I got the sneezes. Oh man. All right. So matter of fact, I'll give y'all 10 more minutes. Might as well, because I'm gonna pour one more stiff one. Matter of fact, let me excuse myself for a second. I'll be right back. And that's my headphones. Turn my game up. All right, my bad. Ain't nobody here anyway. Yeah, so I'll do a few more minutes. Oh, dang. See, I don't even mean to show that, but it is what it is. It's on there now. Alright, yeah, this is going to be my last one. Save the rest of this for tomorrow. Now I'm starting to get the sniffles and stuff, because like I said, it's so cold in here. Because of that air conditioner. I'm gonna set up what I need to set up, and then I'm gonna chill out. Yeah, but this was like I said, I had this was a reflected episode. Um, looking back at the blog, hopefully we had 300 more, as they always say. Um, I appreciate everybody that came through. I really do. Um, like I said, our next show will probably be Thursday, most likely. Pacific Drive. Like I said, I think I'm gonna give that to Wednesday nights, and then I had to find one for Fabulous Skies. Excuse me, also, because that's another game. It's better to do it live. So I think uh Tuesday, Wednesday, Pacific Drive, Fabulous Skies, order, whatever order, and then excuse me, a blog once a week still. Friday night streams will be random. Uh, yeah, and that's to be the standard, for the time being. But like I said, August, y'all tune in. If everything goes, but I think it's gonna go, well, go as planned. Got a lot of projects in August, so August gonna be a big month. September, but really from August on, because it's a lot of games coming out um, between now and the end of the year, really. So, excuse me, my sniffles starting to mess with me. Uh, so yeah, so um, laws are still employed. We good because I'm gonna invest in my projects and my games, and we'll do that for sure. And then the blogs to be thrown in between. NFL is the next season coming up, so that uh, at the latest that week of that Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe that Thursday, depends on what's going on at the time. Um, we will preview the NFL season. I will give my formal predictions, but like I said, all 32 teams before Cat is looked at through the Roundabout Series. That's on my other channel, my secondary channel. So go over there and check that out if you haven't already. Um, so we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on here. You know what? It's 10:30 almost, so I think we're gonna wrap that up here. That make it. In fact, let's get to 2:30. Let's get to 2 hours and 30 minutes at least, and then we're gonna go and wrap this up. I'm just been rambling now, but I love you guys. I love all my subscribers. Um, thank you guys for being here. Everybody that I named earlier. Um, my friends that's about like I said, I seen this is a story I didn't tell, and then I'm gonna wrap it up on this. Um, a guy I used to know from high school, and one of my best friends from high school, he was a friend of his, and I saw I ran into him today when I got off work, and um, you know, like he was a real good friend of mine. I always been a person that never had a whole bunch of friends. Part of it was because I just wasn't popular or whatever you want to call it that. But I also was a person that, you know, you know, just was me. So You can tell real people, that don't, that didn't chase the popularity, all that. But that's going, that is what it is. But it was good to see, have a conversation with him today, and so hopefully I hear from my high school buddy in the next couple of days. But if not, I understand. Um, but we're at 2:30. So that's it. I didn't expect to be on this long. Trust me, I didn't. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm unblocked you now, right now. So, uh, but like I said, if you're on that BS, then it's not gonna go well. That's all I'm gonna say. And appreciate you guys for being here. Join me next Thursday for another blog. But we have a lot of projects. Section 13 will prepare probably tomorrow. Um, Doom, we're gonna finish up Doom. I think we got 2 more levels to do, 2 more chapters to do with Doom. Call of Duty, you always can see a random video of that. College Football 26. Like I said, Forever Skies and Pacific Drive, I just announced they're going to be lives. So, I think Tuesday, Wednesday will be their days. So at night, probably around 8 o'clock. So appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody that came through. Um, yes, it was steak. It was steak. I had a ribeye steak with a Caesar salad. That was what I did tonight. Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for coming through. Appreciate you guys' support. It really is highly appreciated. Anybody that had any positive outlook on my life, I thank you. I know I probably didn't name a lot of people because I didn't talk to them. I just don't like to. If I don't warn, I don't. I like to. I don't want to say warn them, but I don't like to just put people's names out there if I didn't talk to them behind the scenes and say, "Look, I'm gonna have this show. I'm gonna bring up no." So hopefully they just know who they are. But at the same time, a lot of people that I talk to behind the scenes or really in my life don't watch anyway, so they're not gonna know. But thank you guys so much. Episode 300 is in the books. Hopefully we have 300 more. From the beginning to the end, thank you everybody. I see you guys on Thursday live. Well, really Tuesday, because like I said, I think I'm gonna do Forever Skies on Tuesday, so that'd be the next time I'm really live. Like we can hear my voice anyway. You ain't gonna see me, but you can hear my voice. And appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in a few days. Enjoy your weekend, the rest of your weekend. Hope everybody enjoying their summer. Love everybody. Love you guys. Peace and love always. I'm out of here. Let's go.